Alright folks, I got a little bit of a bonus video for you this week. If you look over my right shoulder, I'm sure you will see the ladder with the 5-frame swarm trap on it. So today is June 24th, it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and I am finally getting around to taking a look at the swarm trap that is through the woods here, hanging in the tree. I first noticed bees coming and going from that swarm trap on June 14th, so 10 days ago. I usually try to get into the swarm traps very soon, about a day or two after I see bees coming and going, but life has been busy lately and I am finally getting around. Come and join me and see if a swarm has truly moved into the trap. And the reason I'm showing you the ladder and the swarm trap here is that is basically what I plan on doing. I'm just going to put the ladder back in the woods. I'm going to put the swarm trap, as you see here, on top of the ladder, secure it with a ratchet strap, move the frames from the swarm trap that's hanging in the tree into the green trap here, give it a day or two for the bees to slowly migrate to their new home, and then move them over to the bee yard. Alright, I just got the ladder set up back in the woods. I'm about to put the green swarm trap on top of it, but I just took a peek at the swarm trap entrance, the swarm trap that's in the tree, and wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you this because the reason I usually get into swarms within a day or two is because if you leave them in there for a week or 10 days in this case, they build wax extremely fast, and I think that is what they done because the entrance kind of looks blocked, like they've drawn wax over it. Here, let's go take a look together. And that kind of makes sense why I have not seen too many bees coming and going from the front entrance, but instead, because my woodworking skills are absolutely terrible, I believe this is why I've seen the bees coming and going from the crack in the top here. Okay, so I'm gonna try and hang or mount the camera from that branch and give y'all a bird's eye or a top-down view as I open the swarm trap for the first time. Okay, the camera looks like it's at a pretty good angle. I am doing a balancing act on top of the ladder here, and oh yeah, this lid is sealed down. That's just a Ziploc bag that I had some Q-tips with lemongrass oil. But yeah, I'm gonna say that's definitely a swarm. Let me go grab the other swarm trap that I'm gonna set on top of the ladder here, give them a few seconds to calm down, come back and start transferring some frames over. Okay, I have the green 5-frame Nuke box on the top of the ladder, which is pretty much just below knee height for me. I don't really have anywhere to put stuff, so this should be somewhat tricky. And I suspect they've drawn out a whole lot of wax in the last 10 days because if my memory serves me correctly, maybe one frame in this swarm trap had wax on it. Alright, so not a whole lot going on here. Let's see. Quite the balancing act, standing on top of a ladder in some very unstable ground. However, this has been my go-to location. This pine tree catches at least, I'd say at least 3 swarms a season between April and June. Oh man, I wonder this frame. Yeah, they've drawn out some nice wax. Oh yeah. Ain't no doubt they have a laying queen. They've been in here so long. They have they're in the middle of a brood cycle. And I don't know if this will come up or not, but if you can see that, for whatever reason, they've drawn the wax off of the foundation, so that's just something I'm gonna have to figure out later. Two more frames. And surprisingly, from what I can see right now, it doesn't look like they've drawn any wax off the bottom bar. I've had that happen before when I left a swarm in a trap too long. It doesn't look like they've drawn any wax off the bottom bars, which is good. I suspected they were doing that because the front entrance is kind of closed up, but maybe they just sealed it off for whatever reason. Alrighty, one more to go. The spacing, I can tell the spacing on these frames was just not textbook because they're just drawing some really, you can probably see that, just drawing some really weird comb, like off the frame. As you can see here, just stuff in all sorts of directions. But yeah, no kidding. 100% a swarm because try not to fall off the ladder, but right here, these open cells, I can see eggs pretty easily. All right, let's get this frame in the box. Alright, so the lid to the box I'm transferring them in fell. There's a decent amount of bees in here, which I expected. So I'm just going to leave, like I said in the intro, I'm just going to leave the green 5-frame swarm trap nuke box. I'm just going to leave them on top of the ladder after I put the lids on, secure it with a ratchet strap, and give it about a day or two. And as long as I have the queen in the green box, which I suspect she's in there, the rest of the bees will start to make their way into their new home over the course of the next few days. I'll show you the swarm trap here in a second, but just wanted to say thanks for watching from a different angle. Like I said earlier, this is my go-to tree to catch swarms. For whatever reason, this pine tree with this swarm trap facing in this direction, which is southeast I believe, they just absolutely love this location. All right, let me get down off this ladder, get the lids for the green 5-frame swarm nuke trap, and I'll give you a close-up of that here in a second. All right, I safely made it to the ground. Okay, let me show you the green swarm nuke trap now that they have the frames in there. And then this last frame, if you can't tell, it doesn't have any foundation. It just has, I believe it's 50-pound test fishing line running across it, so it gives the bees something to work off of or draw wax on. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna close up the green box, leave it here for a few days, secure it with a ratchet strap, and hopefully the rest of the bees move their way from up there down into here, and if they don't, if they move back to the red box, that means I did not get the queen, and I will just have to try again. Okay, thanks for watching. Catching swarms, always a good time, and this is my favorite and most successful location to catch honeybee swarms. Thanks for watching, everybody. One last thing I wanted to show you. This is a good sign, if you can see that. A few of the bees have their rears up in the air and fanning. So if you're ever removing a swarm from a trap into some other equipment, or removing a swarm from a tree like I did a few years back into equipment, that's one of the first signs you want to look for, the bees with their rears up fanning their wings, because what they're doing there is they're spreading the queen's pheromone to the rest of the field bees that are out and about. So that is a good sign that you have the queen in the equipment you want to have her in, so you can transfer them back to your bee yard. Just noticed that and wanted to share that with y'all before I take off. Okay, I'm gonna follow up with them in about 24 hours, so tomorrow afternoon, and I'll show y'all if there's less bees at the red swarm trap and more bees flying in and out of the green trap here. So stay tuned. Hey, what's up everybody? It is Sunday, June 26th, just about 6 p.m. and it has been just over 48 hours since I moved the swarm from the red swarm trap hanging in the tree to the green 5-frame Nuke box. So I just wanted to do a 48-hour follow-up. Let's go back and see if most of the bees have moved their way and or stayed in the green 5-frame Nuke box. Alright, let's see. I don't see too many bees coming and going from the swarm trap in the tree. You can see a few coming in, returning from foraging. But if we look at the other side of the green box here, we should see more activity. Okay, looks like I have my answer. I'd say they have successfully moved in and stayed. One last look at the red swarm trap. I'm gonna leave that in place. I do have to move some frames into it because it doesn't have any frames now. But yeah, later tonight after sunset, I'm just gonna unstrap the green box here from the ladder and take it over to the bee yard. This is the 5th swarm I have caught and or relocated. I've relocated 2, one from Maysville and one from Maple Hill, and I've actually caught 3 in the backyard here.